This is a exceptionally exciting episode because Callan Faulkner's back on the mic here. How you doing?
How you doing? How you freaking doing?
You're the only person I yell when I answer the phone.
It's loud.
How you doing?
Unless you're in Target pharmacy line.
I'm in the line for the pharmacy. And even me saying, how you doing?
How you doing?
Lady turns around. I'm like, oh, sorry, got to be quiet. I'm on the pharmacy line here. And you're like, why didn't you yell when you answered the phone?
I go, it was so quiet.
It worried me.
Why
Are
so
you okay?
quiet? Are you okay?
I'm excited because Callan made a really good point. She was like, you've never really been interviewed on your podcast. And I was like, no, not really. No one's really asked me the hard hitters for me to answer. And
Right.
sometimes, I'll include my thoughts on things and I'll include what I'm thinking, but it has never really occurred to me. Like I've never given somebody or anybody of you guys, listeners, an actual interview of me.
Yes.
Which I'm like, I definitely owe. I'm back on the mic now. We had to let some animals out. The zoo was in the room and I can't have it because I can't focus. But I haven't been interviewed. I haven't actually answered hard-hitting questions because I don't feel like, why would I just like be talking about myself the entirety of the time? It's a little overbearing.
Correct.
And I also sometimes don't go there because I don't have someone to guide me to the next deeper level of the convo.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Sure
Totally.
feel.
Totally. That's what I said. I'm
Sure
like, we need to
feel.
interview you.
We're here. We're going to
Yep.
interview us. And what are we sipping on? I forget what this is called.
This is Recess. I think we've got a little Calm, Cool, Collected. We're going to
A
need
little
it.
bit of CBD in there. I hope so, because I need that.
yeah. Yep.
But yeah, I mean, Callan, obviously, she's been on before. She's going to be on again. You've helped me through like getting over the humps of maybe, what is it? Not being a thought leader. There's a ton of things you've helped me with, but really like being a thought leader, developing your, I don't want to say personal brand, but like finding your lane, like
Yeah.
being a better person, diving deeper into spirituality. I mean, like diving deeper in the meaning of feelings and meaning of anxious thought. Like just very much leveled me up transparently. And she's being leveled up by amazing, amazing mentors right now. And like, this is somebody you got to kind of keep in your circle. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, where are you going? Where are you going? Come on, come on, get back here.
Come over here.
Come here, you gotta be right here below me, right here. Otherwise, I'm not gonna have like that growth, that leap, because
Yeah.
I can reach for it when I'm by you.
Yeah,
and like we've
I love
got
it.
the circle that we've created too. Well, you've created, and I've been blessed to be a part of.
Yeah.
Is like amazing humans.
Insane.
Like Maggie was on the pod. Anna hasn't been on the pod, but I'd like her to come on in January.
We got to get her on.
And oh my God, there's so many people. So
Yeah, I'm pumped. I mean, I don't know how long ago we did our other pod, maybe a couple months ago now.
yeah, 3 months ago maybe.
Yeah, and I think we scratched the surface a little bit
Yeah.
on some things with you.
Yeah.
But just naturally, you always turn the conversation back to the guest, as a great podcast host does.
I do that.
And I think it's time to dial in on you. And as much as I've been maybe a mentor to you, you are so powerful in your own right.
Why,
And
thank you.
I think seeing you develop over the last couple of months has just been such a joy and
God, such a
so
compliment.
fun. And you're just at this very beginning mark. And I think the people deserve to know where you're going and what you're thinking and how you've done this. Like, I mean, you're on this insane trajectory right now.
Pretty insane.
It's
It is actually pretty cool if you think about it. I'm not gonna
That's
lie.
pretty cool.
It's interesting because Callan, I told her, I was like, I'm sick of frickin' again, and you're like, oh yeah, dude, no, don't worry, you're about to have a quantum leap,
Yeah.
and I was like,
Yeah.
oh my
Oh,
God,
what?
I am.
Yeah.
I'm about to freaking leap. I'm about
Happened to
to
me.
do some shit. It happened to you.
It did.
Can we
I
know?
got really sick. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. In June, I had a Ford. I've never had a migraine in my life, never had a headache in my life. And in May, I had this insane month in the business.
Yeah.
June, I had literally debilitating migraine. Went to the ER. I did the whole thing. They like pumped me with all these things, and they were
Scary.
like, it went from like a 9 out of 10 to probably a 6 out of 10 pain. Went to my holistic chiropractor acupuncture guy a couple days later, and it went from a 10 to a 1 in like 24 hours afterwards. But he was like, have you had any like big growth that's happened to you? And I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, I see that a lot. I see like when you have this massive leap of growth that your body is like catching up. And it's like detoxing all this old belief. And he's very spiritual. So
yes, of course.
He was like, it's all coming to you at one time. And that is what made you literally bedridden for 4 days. But it was so insane. I mean, I was actually looking at my journal back from that time. It was like, do not forget this feeling, because this is what happens when this insane growth happens.
Can you explain a quantum leap?
So I did an event last year, and I was doing a talk on quantum leaps, and there was a physicist in the room. So he was like, let me just explain what a quantum leap is. I'm like, thank God.
Did he jump in?
Yeah. He's like, let me explain. I'm like, thank you, Brady. Thank you. Okay. So the high level is that physics. We all know physics. Well, maybe not if we don't remember.
I don't remember a ton
remember
of it.
Isaac Newton?
Yes,
familiar with him?
He was a great guy.
He was a good guy. Good guy. We love him. So apple fell from the tree. He was like, okay, what we can see, feel, hear, touch is our reality. And for example, if a plane is traveling from point A to point B, it's like it has to hit all these little spots before it gets to B. And it's like very linear. It's linear. We can see it. We can feel it. We understand it.
Okay.
I don't know exactly when quantum physics was discovered, maybe sometime in the 70s. I'm like racking the brain.
I don't remember.
I know. I just don't remember right now.
I know. Jordan's always like, you don't fucking know. I'm like, oh, all right. Well, I thought maybe I knew at one point, but I forgot.
We don't know. We have no clue. We have no clue. So what they were seeing with quantum physics is that they would look at this atom, and I honestly don't know how to describe other than it would jump to different timelines. So they would see something exist on one plane and then look at it from another direction, and it's on a different plane, like in different timelines. And it's like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, how can something be here right now and then be in another timeline over here? Yeah. We're going to have to chat GPT this.
I know,
because people are like, I'm sorry,
what? No, they're getting it. I'm following, but it's just, it is a complex idea, quantum leaps, and how to relate it back to like with your growth versus like the plane. It is kind of like it makes sense.
Okay, here in physics, it is the sudden jump of an electron from one energy level to another within an atom. Okay. The jumps are instantaneous and discrete. There's no in between. The electron absorbs or releases specific amounts of energy during these transitions. 1913.
Oh,
so
in the 70s.
There is a sudden dramatic change or advance. It describes a breakthrough or transformation that's significantly bigger than the incremental progress. So it's like in April, I had to pay this massive tax bill, and I was like, holy hell, I am like really not in a great spot.
Yeah.
In the end of May, I had made more money than I had made in the last 6 months in 30 days. So when you look at that is a quantum leap, because it's like, it doesn't make sense. The growth and the transformation doesn't make sense for the amount of time that's passed.
Yes.
And that, I think, is what's happened to you.
Yes. And they don't just happen. So this isn't just a coincidence that such change happened. That's what Callan's probably trying to say too, is like, I've put in the freaking work, and I've had to kind of neglect some other things in my life just to like be able to put in the work.
Yep.
But a part of putting in the work is not really giving a crap anymore of like, I hate to say it. I've definitely probably like neglected friendships, neglected like things that I really care about, just so that I could have time enough to think about what I want to do next, how I want to grow, understand spirituality, understand mental health and anxiety, understand my health in general. And I've had to neglect some things. And I used to not be able to do that. And it was actually standing in the way of me getting better.
Yep.
Which is really sad that I prioritized other friendships more than my own health and like my own leaps and bounds.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Why would I do that?
Well,
so
that's what was normal.
Now I'm
like,
sorry. I mean, I didn't text you back. I don't give a fuck, to be honest. I really don't.
Yeah.
I don't care, because if I am not texting you back,
yep,
it is not out of spite. It is not out of dislike. It is not out of not loving you or caring. Trust me, I care, but I have to focus on me right now. I'm in a healing period and a leap period. And I used to literally sacrifice sleep, you guys, for texting people back. I would stay up till like midnight 1.
People pleaser. Hi.
What the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah, you're putting everyone's needs before yourself.
I mean, that just doesn't, it's not going to work for the places I want to go.
100%. There's a book that I love. It's called You Too.
Oh, yes.
By Price
you
Pritchett.
Gave it to me.
I did. Yes. It is one of the best books. It's a very short, small book, but there are some principles in there that I live by. And my 3 favorite quotes. So number 1 is stop trying harder and start trying differently.
Okay.
And I think that's what you have been doing. You were,
I
mean, even for the podcast, thinking about like all these things you were doing, and you were trying your Google Sheets of trying so hard, like documenting all this stuff. I'm like, oh, sweetie.
Oh, hun.
No.
Wow, you're really going hard with that pen and paper,
hard.
huh?
The pen is going to break.
How long did it take you to make that plan? I'm like, weeks,
hours,
months, years.
Sweating.
You're like, you do realize that would have taken you 15 minutes in AI. And I'm like,
sorry about that.
So what you're telling me, I was sick. You
were sick. But
But
that's where you have made this incremental, the progress doesn't make sense for the amount of time that has passed.
correct.
I call it collapsing timelines. Like your timeline, maybe to get the podcast and get your brand and all these things you have coming up, which we'll talk about shortly, maybe would have taken, I don't know, a year.
At least.
You've made it in 60 days.
Yeah. The only frustration that you might have sometimes when you're feeling like you're making leaps is like, damn it. Why didn't I use those 6 months like I used the last 60 days?
But if you and I are both like this, we're high achievers. There are probably people listening to this that are like, what the hell's wrong with you? And honestly, I ask that myself every day. I'm like, why do I do all of this stuff? It's in my DNA.
I don't know. People are like, how do you do all of these things? I'm like, I don't know how to not.
Exactly.
It's not like I'm like,
no,
it's weird. It's like, I'm a high achiever, but it's not like I want to be like, I don't want to be the biggest podcaster in the world. It's not that I'm like, oh my God, that's what I want. It's just, I want more for myself because I like helping people. For me, my why, I like reaching and helping other people. So like, I don't know how to stop because when I've had less, I'm not fulfilled. When I have more, I'm stressed. Yeah. And there's a lot on my plate, but I feel better in a weird way. But then now it's trying to like find that happy medium of how do I feel good in myself? How do I move this business along? And how do I like balance it all without overworking myself?
100%.
Which is
100%.
We learn it. I'm learning it.
For real.
Yeah. Trying.
Okay. This is the one that you are struggling with right now.
Okay. Go ahead.
The quote is, stop waiting for all the answers before you move forward.
Okay.
Literally every day she's like, okay, so I need to know exactly. So how does this, tell me all the things that are going to.
Can you imagine when I was 3 years old? Well, why? But how?
But how is it going to work?
My parents were probably like, shut up.
Your freaking
You don't know,
trap.
need to understand how the car moves. The car moves. Okay.
But that is the key.
Yeah.
If you just believe and focus, and this is the last one, is you must have a passionate belief in your mission for a quantum leap to happen.
Whoa.
I don't feel like you had that.
No, I haven't.
6 months ago.
Now.
Now you do.
Yeah.
Now you do.
For
And then
sure.
now, if you believe in your mission 100%, and you know that your mission is your destiny, like your destiny is to put this out in the world, which for you, I want you to explain what your mission is now. It doesn't matter how it's going to happen.
Yeah, true.
The universe already it's your destiny.
Yeah, we already decided that.
So
That's
it's
the direction I'm going,
okay.
period, in a story.
It's all gonna fall into place.
That's right. So that kind of lifts the how off my shoulders. It's like, I don't really need to understand that now. I just need to start going.
You only can piece together the how once it's done.
It's the truest thing I've probably ever heard.
It's the only time when you can connect the dots.
This episode too, I just want to say this because it's all ties back, is kind of the like, how do you have a side hustle? And, and transparently, it's going to answer that question for any of you listening, because you got to stop waiting to understand the how.
Yeah.
Because there is really no understanding the how. You just got to start doing shit. And like, I was paralyzed by like, I don't understand how I'm going to be able to do all these things. I can't do anything. So then I would just sit. And guess what? I sat for like maybe a year time wasted, maybe a little less. But like about a year where I could be way further, which is, shoulda, coulda, woulda, who cares?
Sure.
But you sitting out there, maybe having your like pottery side hustle or like, like photography side hustle and like understanding, okay, I know how to do these things, but I don't know how I'm going to do them or like how to get them done, how to get a business rolling, how to do all those things. You just have to start.
Yep.
You've got to ask good questions. You've got to be around smart people and you just got to start.
So let's get specific.
Okay.
We're talking all high level woo-woo stuff
woo
right
to
now.
chew to woo to do.
Okay. So for the people, can you explain a little bit of what has happened over the last 4 or 5 months or so?
Since our last convo?
Yeah. Like how has the brand changed? How has your mind changed? And where are you right now when you think of Well Said? Where are you?
It's really a brand company. Like it's going to sound a little bizarre when I say this out loud. I think people are going to be like, what? It's a brand strategy company in one way. And it is also a how to develop your own personal brand company. So I'm talking about companies and I'm talking about people.
So where does the podcast fit into this?
So the podcast is not the center. The podcast is an arm of Well Said that like reaches out for, honestly, what did we use the word for? Like
brand development,
marketing. Yeah. Just like extending the way that I interview people, extending my reach in businesses, extending my reach of who I get to talk to, reputation, helping people listening, really just like get access to people they probably maybe they haven't thought of talking to or thought of learning knowledge from. It has no longer become, I got to make the podcast the biggest thing in the world. I have to make a big ad money on it. I have to, like I've got to get the biggest guests on the entire planet and start like really diving all into that podcast. No, it's not that anymore. It's really just strategically there to market the other things. And so the center, if the circle is Well Said, the spokes, one is a podcast, one is my brand strategy work and honestly social media that I'll end up doing hopefully for companies, more than just Lifetime, which would be awesome. Which, that's in development. It's not happening right at this moment, but it's moving, right? I know I'm going to do it for you. I'm going to do it for a few other people on the side because I get really excited to do it. And then the other arms of this now are really like connecting people events, local and also not local, like retreat level. Then the other pieces are like challenges and courses and self-development tools to make everything about your life from start to finish better.
Yeah. What's the why?
Living well.
Why are you doing
well.
this?
I don't think it exists right now. I think there are single dimension, practices and people you can find that are really smart in their one lane. Like I had a sex therapist on. They are genius in sex therapy. Genius. I've had, Dr. Jolene Brighton on, a genius in hormone health. Like, oh my God. And there's women I see that are like amazing, like business leaders. And there's another lane I'm thinking of, like the nomad girl who's like, we just want to be boss women.
Yep.
I don't know that it exists out there where we can come together and be really like, let the guard down and be like, these are the mistakes that I've made. Like this is where I am right now. I'm not loving how I am. And although I want to get energy behind me, I need to like kind of look myself in the mirror first and self-help myself and then develop all the areas. So instead of just giving you a singular lane tool, I want to give you the tools that I use that work for me. So meaning when I do a challenge, it's not just going to be with me. It's going to be with smart minds, more people. Like Callan will come in to learn about like how to create a AI therapist that you can use every day instead of just paying for a therapist once a month.
Right.
Anna coming in to learn about spirituality and how that helps us actually develop when I used to think it was woo-woo.
So you want to start building deeper relationships with the people that are listening to this podcast.
Absolutely. I want them to feel like I've always been there for them. I've been there for them advice. I've been there for them to share like how to get through situations. But I really want to develop this as like, we are a community of people who don't have to feel sorry for wanting to feel well. We don't have to feel sorry for wanting to be better, for wanting to make different choices than the year before, for changing our circle, just having more resources at our fingertips.
How did you have to shift mentally to believe that this could be more than a podcast?
I think I had to, I mean, if you believe in like anything spiritual at all, like, you know, what they always say is like, when you tell like God your path, he's going to laugh, right? Like, that's kind of like what I think of it. But I believe in just higher powers. It's a little different, but it's still the same. It's all higher power. But like, I had to start believing again that like the path that I always ideate never actually is the path. Yeah. So you almost have to like hustle, and then realize, oh my God, I haven't even thought about why I'm hustling this direction. I need to take a step back and realize that maybe the hustle was there to like distract me from how I was actually feeling. Maybe I've always wanted to interview people, but that fills my cup enough. Interviewing and reaching people. My cup is not filled in like creating a deeper community and like creating purpose for other people. Yeah. So I'm shifting my focuses. Yeah. And the podcast, by the way, is not going anywhere. It's still staying here. It's still going to be doing what it's doing. It's a huge purpose in how I reach you guys, and you guys love it. And I love it, but I just need to stop putting all my eggs in one basket that frankly isn't very much of a monetizable thing. Well, it's not.
I mean, and I was at your event at Red Cow a couple months ago now. And what I noticed is that you have just because of the nature of the podcast, it's a one-way relationship with people that are listening.
And I don't like that.
You don't have the ability to like have them come into this experience.
Yes.
And we talked to some of your people, your
galleys, my Well Said Society,
the Well Said Society gals. And what we learned from them is like, we want community. Like we want, sure, it's great to listen to Sid every week.
I mean,
but
it's fine.
Can you please bring us together? Into some sort of space where we can learn with you.
Thanks for saying that.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be one way. What always I think was telling me that this was how I felt was like when people come up to me and they'd be like, "Oh, are you Well Said, Sid?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah." And they're like, "Oh my God, I love you," or like, "I love the podcast." Like, "Oh my God," and Jordan, and like, "How's the wedding planning going?" And you did that thing with your sister the other day, right? And I was like, "Yeah." What the fuck? How do you know that?
Anything about
and
her.
I don't know anything. I can't even connect with you. I don't even know who you are. Like, and I'm like, oh my God, this doesn't feel good. Like, I'm like, I want to know people. I like to know and this is a slightly selfish comment that I'm going to make. Judge it if you will, maybe, but I want to know that I helped you. Like, I want to help you I want to give you a boost like I had boosts from you and a few other people. Like, I want to bring you up with me. Like, let's be really powerful as a united front. And I can't stand the thought of a woman who, like you've said to me before, is like alone and doesn't feel like they have friends and doesn't like to really drink and doesn't want to like go do dumb like things that don't fill their cup. They're not dumb because they're things, but like go to the bars, have pointless friend conversations, feel like they're not a part of something. Like, that makes me hurt. Like, I want to help those girlies that want to do more. And even you have maybe a really good friend group, but you don't know how to go to the next level. You're just going to grind forever in your 9 to 5, never making any crazy miraculous change to make yourself go further. Yeah. You always thought you were destined for more, but you don't know where to go now. That's the wall that I hit, the glass ceiling. Where I was like, I can see through it. I'm like, fuck, I know that I'm supposed to be up there, but why am I down here? That's when I was talking to you in July.
Why do you think you were down there? And what is down there?
Down here, I would feel like I'm doing all the things, kind of. Like, I'm doing the pod, I'm working at my 9 to 5, I've got my fiance, got friends, but everything feels wrong. Like, everything feels jumbled. Like, I'm still sick. Like, why am I sick? I'm still having terrible anxiety, and I can't keep a habit to save my life. And my cup is like half empty, honestly. Like, I feel like kind of just not good.
Did it feel like chatter in your mind? Yeah. Like a lot of like... Yeah.
Like, why aren't you doing what you said you were going to do? Why aren't you doing more? Shouldn't you be further? Shouldn't you just like... Shouldn't you be doing better? Like, shouldn't you have already had the promotion? Shouldn't you
Yep.
Wouldn't you hope your relationship would be at a different spot by now? Like, all these things. And the other side of the glass ceiling was, let's see, like someone who is spiritually connected, someone who is saying they're going to do something like, I want to do a wellness retreat and a challenge for women and bring people together. and they're doing it. Like I knew I wanted to do that, but I didn't know what, I can't get there. Like, why can't I not reach for that if it's right there? And someone who is multifaceted, maybe branding on the side after their 9 to 5 and their 5 to 9. And, someone who's healthy and keeps habits, utilizes the tools they learn. And the last thing I'll say is somebody who like, I see this a lot in a lot of people. Like, I'll give them one example. I want a gua sha on my face. Okay. Random, but I'm just going to, it connects. I promise. I don't know how. So I'm just going to like do a few on my face every night. And then, oh, whoops, that habit dropped off after a week. And I didn't even know why I was doing it or if I was doing it right. Yeah. Someone who has time to figure out how they're doing something, why they're doing something, do it intentionally, keep it going because they understand it's good for them.
Yep. So
I was none of those things.
And why do you think you were there?
Because I needed to make a change or I was going to literally freaking freak out.
You weren't doing the right things.
No. Oh, yeah, that. I was just a freaking nomad in my own life. I was bopping around doing nothing for purpose. Nothing was
intentional.
No, nothing was intentional. I was going to put my phone on the other side of the room, but I didn't because I didn't really feel like it. I was going to meditate. Didn't. I don't really feel like it. Right. I was going to get better sleep. Well, too bad. I didn't do my work. So I'm going to just stay up all night and work instead. Like literally no intention for time, no intention for my health.
Everything's reactive.
A mess. And very quickly, once you creep into your sleep, shit hits the fan. Let me tell you, when you're not sleeping, good God, I don't know how anyone functions. I was like tweaking. I'm like, someone over my shoulder who's there, like literally a tweak out.
Wow. You were working that late? You had your laptop open?
Oh, yeah.
What time?
11:30, 12:30, 1.
No.
Yeah.
When?
Oh, yeah. Before we talked, right around when we talked.
Are you serious?
What
did Jordan say about it?
He hated it. It was such an invasion of our space. Like, what a mess.
Why were you doing that?
Because I had too much anxiety so much anxiety that I couldn't get my shit done during the day. So then you feel like I need to have this like moment of like, well, if I don't do it now, I'm not going to do it and it's going to be late. So then I'd be like, fuck. And I was like trying to have a boundary of like, what if I just stopped working at 7, was with Jordan until like 9, he falls asleep, and then I open my laptop back up to finish what I didn't do earlier because I was having anxiety and didn't prioritize my day.
What would you say to the girl or guy that's listening right now that is opening their laptop at 10 p.m.?
Oh God. What can you prioritize better in your life? How can you prioritize your time better so that you can have a clear mind? That time is not meant to be on your computer. That your mind can't do it. I wasn't REMing at all, by the way. Yeah. I was restless, no deep sleep. Oura Ring told me. It's facts. Hashtag facts on there. And you deserve so much more. And that I'm telling you right now, if you're that will not get you leaps and bounds of where you want to be. Yeah. It won't. It will not get you where you want to be. You have to give to yourself first. Yep. And be selfish. Yep. And then good things happen. They just start happening because you can think soundly.
How did you get out of that?
I mean, other people that are like very intentional. Like I stopped looking at like you and an Anna and a Maggie and stopped being like, why can't I be what you guys are? And started to just embody the things that I want to be. So if I want to be the person that gouaches their face, and if I'm saying that wrong, I don't really care. I'll look it up on Google later.
Gua sha experts, please reach out.
If I want to be a gua sha expert, I need to just spend the time to learn about it. Yeah. Have that sacred time to learn about that. Apply it to my life for a reason, right? I do it because it's a lymphatic drainage practice, right? It drains your lymph nodes and you want to open them first and all these things. But that's a specific one. It's a very specific one. But if I wanted to be the person I'm going to be through the glass ceiling, which is someone who is intentional with their time, who practices health, who really like actually makes change for other people and isn't honestly like a phony. Yep. I had to do something about it. I didn't want to be a phony. That's why I was having so much.
What is phony?
A phony person is someone who tells you to do health things and they don't do them themselves.
What does that make you feel?
Like a fucking failure. Fake asshole.
Fake asshole. Definition of phony.
Listening.
Fake asshole.
Is that? Oh.
No.
She has her phone up. So I was like, oh, is that what it says? Oh my God. How do I know?
I think that might have been your biggest hurdle is, I mean, if I, from the outside, it's like you were so concerned with what everyone was thinking of you, which everyone is, right? Mm-hmm. We're like, what do people think? What do they think of me?
And it's not even in like a way of like, I hope they think I'm the best. I just don't want them to think I'm a failure or like that I'm not valuable to them anymore. That was what my fear was, is like people were thinking I was less valuable, with all the change, and I'm bored of these episodes. I'm bored. That's all she is. She's a podcaster. Like I'm bored. Like that is what I was afraid of. Mm-hmm. Like, so I was just like, what else can I pump out? What can I create? Like, oh my God, like what do people want to see? And I just realized I'm like, who am I doing this for now?
Right. Yeah.
Have I ever looked inward and said, maybe I want to be a little different?
Or what's my mission here?
What's my mission? What's my why? Helping? Am I even actually focusing on health?
Yeah.
Not really.
Right.
I know a burger kills my stomach. I'm still eating the burger every night, baby.
It's the fries, don't you think?
I think it's a burger. I think it's a bun.
Okay, so let's talk about...
It's a bun, honestly. Gluten intolerance, it.
Oh, yeah. That gluten will get you.
Shit.
So you've obviously made some huge strides, and we've talked about that on here. You are expanding this brand.
Yes.
You're expanding what you're doing.
Yes.
You're creating community. More to come on that.
Yes, sir.
You are opening up branding, which you love, which is so amazing. Helping me with branding. Let's talk a little bit about how you have shifted your value of time and who gets to spend it with you.
Interesting. I was giving out my time like it was free fucking cash. I was
Candy
like,
over
who
here.
wants a treat? I got a little something for you in my pocket. Come a little closer. It was a problem. Like when you don't have time for yourself. And what was annoying to me is Callan has been saying this for 5 ever. Jordan has been saying this for 5 ever. But I wasn't willing to listen until I actually understood. Okay? So everyone knows, everyone was saying this. Jordan's like, you need to just have better time management, babe. And I'm like, stop saying that. I know I need better time management, but I don't get it. When I was just giving out my time to anybody, any friends, anybody who maybe wasn't helping me move the needle in my life, or maybe I was, spending time with people that weren't making me feel good, not on purpose. It's not about like someone being a bad person. Sometimes you have friends that just, or like people in your circle that you're prioritizing. Well, I don't know why though. Why am I prioritizing this friendship? Why am I prioritizing if I don't leave and feel good? Because of, they're friends of friends. Like I should be close with my friends, right? Like I want to feel a part of something. I want to feel liked. I want to feel like I have someone to go when I want to go out. I want to have someone that I can go out with still. Like trying to like keep a safety net around me almost to fall back on in case.
What was your definition of a friend before now?
Maybe someone I could do something fun with.
Okay. Someone you could call and they would be like, yeah, I'll go to the mall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a doer.
A human being.
Yes, correct.
With legs.
Yes, correct.
I mean, not even with legs. If you don't have legs.
I don't care.
They don't
legs or not.
If they can travel.
Yep.
Get from point A to point B.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just like
that was the criteria.
I wanted a big circle. I don't know why. I just did because I was I was like, oh, they want to be friends with me. Okay.
You liked a big circle.
With me? Okay. Well,
what did a big circle feel like to you? Was that like credibility or like ego?
Oh, I'm liked. Like, oh, okay. I don't know. I'm liked.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like I've never thought of it like that, but maybe that's why, because I was worried about being liked.
I think our ego loves a lot of friends.
Yeah.
Well, so we're told growing up, oh my God, she has so many friends. And so then you just start accumulating.
Well, then it's like I can do anything and I'll be able to find somebody I know. Like that was really fun. It's like if I want to go here, policy. Like, yeah, I know that there'll be somebody I know there. Like I'm like safe. Like it's like a weird, I don't really know why I did that though. And I wanted everyone to feel like I cared about them.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted everyone to know that I cared about them because I don't want anyone to feel bad.
Well, like it's tough when there's 50 people on the roster.
Yeah, you think? My other friends were like scratching their heads like, what are you doing?
Going on?
And no offense, who is that? Like,
yeah.
where did you get that person? Oh, we're so
Met her
close
at the
now.
mall.
We're besties. They're like,
you
what?
Yeah.
Where did they come from? I mean, not in a bad way. I love people. So like, I just thought that's what you did. You had a million friends. You just filled your time with people and
yep,
that's all you did. all forever.
How do you feel about, what is your definition of a friend now? Someone that gets to spend time with you and you're going to go deep with them.
You have to help me move the needle in my life.
What does that mean?
It means that you have all the qualities. And I've always said, like, you got to look for friends that have qualities that what you want, but like, you have to help me be better. You cannot help me sit still. And I'm not saying that your friends have jobs. It's not at all what I'm saying. I'm saying that when I'm with you or my friends that I've been close to for a really long time, they're always honest with me. They're always asking me tough questions. Like, we have really hard conversations and really amazing conversations, and we still have a lot of fucking fun. They're big thinkers. They have to make me think bigger. Like, I almost want my friends to be better than me.
Yeah. I mean, it's so funny because we spend so much time thinking about our dream partner.
Yeah. Yes.
And what would you say? What do you want in a dream partner?
Someone who makes me think bigger. Someone who's better than me. Someone who can help me grow.
They're hotter than me. They're more funny than me.
And they poke at my thoughts because I like to be provoked into a new level of like, oh, I didn't think about it like that. Like, they have to give interest, and they also have to support where I'm going, not where I am right now.
Amplify your vision.
Yes. Yes, it has to be that way.
Yeah.
Or I just don't feel good anymore. And is 50 friends sustainable? No, absolutely not.
For nobody.
And honestly, a lot of people here right now are probably like, well, I only have like 2 friends, or I only have like 1.
Great.
You do not know how beautiful of a thing that is. You do not know. Like, and of course, there's always that thought behind your head of like, I wish I had someone to go do this with. Well, why don't you just extend the olive branch? Like I've said, DM somebody that looks like they could be your friend. They're doing big thinker things, and reach out to them and say, hey, you want to go do a workout class with me? I guarantee it will land extremely, extremely well if you just ask, right?
Or go hire, like, for example, Maggie.
Yeah, Maggie, yep. Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, she seems really cool. Like, maybe I'll do a human design session with her. Well, guess what? We do a human design session for an hour,
Besties.
And now we're best friends.
Literally best friends, yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Like, she's one of the best people I've ever met in my life.
She's amazing. She's so amazing.
Sometimes you have to put yourself in a situation where you even get exposure to people that are different. That, for me, same. Like, I want people that are thinking differently. They can they don't have to always coach me, but I love that. And I've told you that. I've told Anna that. I've told Maggie that. I'm like, please coach me, because I rely on this. You guys are seeing me at the best, at the worst, and I need you to catch my limiting beliefs that I'm saying. We like, now everyone that's close to me is like, that's a limiting. If they can catch me in a limiting belief, it's almost like they win the lottery.
Yep. I'm like, no, don't you effing dare. I always am like, no, we're not thinking like that, honey.
Yeah.
We ain't thinking like that, sugar.
Yes.
Like, you have to have those people in your corner.
Yeah.
And I think also simple friends are a beautiful thing too. Like, I have some like friends that are like not in my inner circle that are like, just like when I see them, I have the best time with them.
Yeah.
The best time.
And I will say too, like attracts like. So, when you started to do this work and you started to understand law of attraction and manifestation and tap more into your intuition, which you have, that could be probably a whole podcast on like your intuition, your abilities to really feel downloads from the universe.
Yep.
I am more attracted to you as a friend now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I want to spend more time with you because you are thinking differently. Like, you're thinking big. So if you're sitting here listening to this and you're like, I want to attract someone like that, then you have to start doing the work to be on their level. Like, I was just telling someone the other day,
so true.
My future wife would have not been attracted to me before the divorce.
100%.
Because I wasn't thinking spiritually.
The person that you wanted to be with wouldn't want to have been with you because you were not where you wanted to be.
Correct.
And you were wishing for the type of partner.
Correct.
That you wanted to be,
I'm wishing, oh, I want to be with someone that goes to the gym. This is that. Well, guess what? If you're not going to the gym, why would someone that wants to go to the gym every day be with someone that doesn't go to the gym?
Yeah. If you want to be with somebody who is like intentionally healing themselves or like practicing like bigger mindsets or spirituality, but you're not the person that saved up a whole year for a retreat to go on that you've been saying you want to go on to dive deeper into spirituality. I'm sorry, but you're not putting yourselves in the right circles.
No.
And that's okay. It's just
totally
it's the matter of figuring it out.
Recognizing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, oh, I'm not where I actually want to be. And it's just taking the steps to be like, oh, I want to be over there. I just realized, like, I want to be with someone that's like that. I need to go over there.
My mentor, Taylor, said this a couple weeks ago, that I'm in this mastermind group, and people that join the mastermind group, suddenly they'll start DMing me or DMing people that have been in for a long time, and they'll just start asking questions. They'll be like, wait, how would you handle this? And it's like, just because you are in this group does not mean you deserve, or even me, like, I don't deserve my mentor Taylor's attention. I don't deserve it because I'm paying him money every month, because I pay him tons of money every year. I have to earn his attention.
By doing the work. By
being someone that he thinks is valuable. And so if he thinks that I am valuable and I bring value to him, guess who's going to start calling me on a regular basis?
Taylor, your mentor.
Totally.
Wow.
Or guess who's going to, like, even when we have these in-person retreats, no one gets to just like hang out with Taylor.
No.
Or, that you don't get that. You have to be someone that he wants to sit next to. And that's like any room that I've ever walked into. You don't just get to go talk to anyone that you want.
Yeah.
They have to be attracted to you.
Yes. You have to give something for them.
Totally.
And it is a weird little thing. It's like, I wish I would have known earlier, like, to stop feeling bad for myself and start moving a little bit more and doing it differently.
Yeah.
Move differently. Like, if you are unhappy in your cycle, your day to day, you wake up, you missed your workout because you were really, really tired. You eat like kind of a blah breakfast, or maybe you don't, and you go to work, you do your 9 to 5, you come home, you're too tired because you didn't feel your body. So you didn't work out. Yeah. You watch a, blah TV show. I still watch blah TV shows. Don't get me wrong, but I just am a little more intentional with my time. Right. And then you go to bed, but you're on your phone. You scroll in the ticky-tacky, and now you just repeated the cycle to start again. There's got to be just a slight acknowledgement of a bad habit built to start making a change. Okay, well, maybe I put my rule is my phone goes away at 9 p.m. Try that, and just try that habit for a whole week and just see how you feel.
I know we say that like funny, like, don't bring the phone in the bedroom. That is the number one shift that has like changed my life over the last 6 months. Oh my God. Leaving it in the bathroom. Yeah. I'll find myself like sitting in the bathroom, like scrolling, like not wanting to let it go.
Yep.
Because it's so addicting. Guess what? You set that thing down, you go into bed. Guess what you do? You either are like, okay, I guess I'll read, or you go to sleep.
Yeah. You get sleep.
You go to sleep.
Yep.
And I have been going to sleep at like normal times.
And how do you feel?
Oh my God. So clear in the morning. And then when you wake up, there's no phone there.
No.
I have the Hatch, which is amazing. Alarm clock.
It's on my registry list, honestly.
Oh, that's a good one. That's
because I have it. Yeah. Okay.
You can tap it and see what time it is, but there's no lights on it otherwise. So it's like keeps it pitch black in the room, which everyone should be sleeping in a pitch black room.
We need to get blackout curtains. That's something we have to do.
Big time.
Ours are not blackout right now, and that's a problem. But we sleep with masks, so we make it work.
Yeah, but even light on your skin can see light. Yeah. They did a study where they were in a pitch black room, but they had a laser on the back of their knee, like on their leg, and their sleep went down because of the light on their knee.
Wait, what? Blackout curtains. That's my project this break. Okay, got it. What the hell?
Yeah. It's because your skin's the largest organ, right? So your skin can feel light, I
didn't know that.
Sense it. Yeah, I mean,
working on it.
The mask is good, but it's not even close.
It's not even close.
You should not be able to see your hand in front of you. That's how dark it should be. Yep.
I got some work to do.
And lower than 68 degrees.
Oh, we always sleep cold.
Good.
Have to. I can't sleep warm. Yep. I freak out.
Good. And then in the room, in your bedroom, there should not be any normal lights, or if they are, they don't go on. So in my lamp, I have a red light bulb, because the white light, it's technically blue light that comes out of the normal light bulb, suppresses your melatonin production.
Oh God, I got a lot to do.
Have you not had a sleep doctor on here?
No. Still no.
God.
I know. I need to do that. That's a part of this coming season of what we're doing. But no. I need to do that. Okay. I'm like, absolutely.
Even the can lights that you guys have on, those should come off for sure by 6:30.
What's can light? These ones?
Those
circles?
Those lights on the top of the ceiling, because when you see them, your brain thinks the sun is still out.
So you can't wind down.
Correct.
Okay.
So this happens a lot when people that have babies, they leave their lights blasted on and then they're like, the baby should go to bed. And they like put them in a dark room and the baby's like, I'm sorry.
Excuse me, what the hell's
the
going on?
The sun is out.
Yeah.
So if you really want to sleep train your baby, the lights all come down. It's orange light or red light.
Yep.
And even in their room, there is no white light at all. It's all red or orange.
More with like people having babies.
Yeah,
and
because
stuff.
then your melatonin will actually start to get produced naturally because your body's like, oh, nice, the sun went down.
Oh, I'm like, whoopsie. I've been doing a bad thing. I just needed to get back in my REM sleep. That was my number one goal.
It's like, gonna be huge.
Get back into my REM sleep, which I did last night. Guys, I had the most just cozy, sleepy, sugar night. Like, oh my gosh, cozied up into bed.
So good.
We watched Aaron Rodgers documentary. Really good, by the way. Very interesting. Final episode. And we were asleep by 10 p.m., which was just like, we were in our bed. We had like we do like gua sha to each other and like a face mask, like just chilling. And then we talked before bed. We have these cards that are like, you aren't really strangers, but like, love relationship edition, so it asks about relationship things.
Love it.
And we just like talked for like probably 30 minutes before bed. Lights went off. It was like a little, I think around 10, and the lights were already off, but you know what I'm saying. I REM'd for almost 3 hours. I almost REM'd 3 hours.
What did you eat last night? What time did you stop eating at?
I was done eating at like before 6.
That's exactly probably why.
I know. Now I know.
Because it was Christmas night. So I did the same thing. So like we had our last meal at like 4:30.
Yeah, maybe it was like 5:30. But
yeah, sure.
Whatever,
but like
for me,
a lot earlier than normal.
Yes.
So we're going down a sleep path. I hope that's okay, people.
It's all right, people. Hey, no, people like to hear this stuff though.
Yeah,
this is interesting shit. You know?
I get all this information, by the way, from Dr. Michael Bruce.
Yes.
He wrote a book called The Power of When. And then Sean Stevenson is another. He has a podcast called Model Health Coach something. Sean Stevenson. I don't know. Write it down.
Okay.
Anyways, they've done a ton of sleep podcasts. So stopping eating. I mean, ideally, if you want to get the deepest sleep, it's 4 hours before you go to sleep, which is really hard for people because if you're going to bed at 9:30, that means you have to be done eating by 5:30. You can have tea.
I have tea every night.
Yeah, it's good.
It's changed my sleep and my calm down.
It's
my
good. It's
good relaxation. Ritual.
Yep. The other thing you want to do at night is get your body hot. So not too hot, but like if you take a hot shower, so your body operates on a circadian rhythm with temperature. So if your body gets hot, it has to force itself to cool down. And that cooling down also increases all of the sleep hormones.
I did not know that, but I did also take a hot shower last night.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
There you go. Bed. Yep. Hot shower at perfect, or sauna before bed, or hot tub before bed.
Ideally sauna after the wedding.
Yeah.
Like crossing my fingers that's put it on the registry. So if you're listening and you're coming to the wedding,
I love it.
Maybe contribute $20 towards that.
I love it.
What do you think?
I love it. Anyways, okay, let's wrap up our sleep conversation. So you have been sleeping better.
Oh my God.
You have been dialing in who gets access to you.
Yes.
What your friends are.
Yes.
Who those people are.
Yes. And it's not losing any friends like necessarily because I've already shed that life like before. It's more so just like being intentional with how I spend my time and like, transparently, like for my friends that live far away, like I can't give you what I used to give you.
Yeah.
I used to bend over backwards to try to like have conversations with you over text and or my people, they're my people still. My God, they're like my closest people coming to my batch and all the things. But they just have recognized that I can't be there, virtually like I have been before, and all of them are okay with that.
Yeah. You know what I've noticed too? The high performers around me do not communicate via text.
Yeah, I don't want to text. I don't like texting.
It's a complete waste of time. You can't get the amount of information out that need to be done. It's a call or a voice note.
Yeah.
Or talk to my people.
That's the best way to do it.
No more texting conversations.
No, I don't want to text. I don't
like.
How are you doing? Good. How are you? Good. I don't care. What the fuck?
If you're not in this like flirting stage with somebody, pick up the fucking phone.
Call them.
And call them.
What a differentiator.
Big time. If you give me 10 hours with someone, he talks to me.
Well, Jordan did it to me. And I was like, he's FaceTiming me. My mom's like, what? Answer. And I was like, hello. Like, It was like, whoa. Like, oh my God. And I was so much more attracted to him because
but
of
guess
that too.
what? Now
Yeah.
you get to know a person. You're looking at them. You're talking with them.
Yes.
How much, if you and I tried to text,
Oh, good God.
well, first of all, my hands would hurt. Like, I don't
My
know how
thumb would
people
hurt.
do
I
that.
have too much to say. I can't do
I
that. I'm not
can't
doing
do
that.
it. I have to pick up the phone and call you.
Yeah, I'm like, I have 900 stories.
The amount
I
of,
have
like, that's true.
to tell you. So today I was going to tell you that I had a freaking
Like, all right, we have been on the phone for 6 hours.
Why are we still on the phone?
My AT&T bill is going to be through the roof.
My bad. Sorry about that.
So, yep, you put really tight boundaries around your definition of friendship. I think even the people that are around you now I can't think of a friend that spends pretty quality time with you that you don't say, like, I love you.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Too.
Oh, absolutely. They have to be my the best of the best.
Yeah.
Like for me, for my circle. And they're, it's a season and it takes time to figure out who those people are. I've been questioning that for a long time of like, I have too many now. I can't love on all of them. That was the problem is I can't love on all of them. It's not sustainable.
How many
and I feel guilty.
Deep relationships can a person have?
I mean, under 5
For sure.
if that. I mean, that's a lot.
Plus a
And
husband.
you guys have to bake in that I have a soon to be husband and a sister.
Yeah.
And I consider my mom and
a mom and a
very
dad.
close, and my dad. That's my family, my people.
So if you're going through a day, it's like if you had 5 really close friends, the
that's
4
a lot,
people
though.
that are it's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's 9 people you have to like keep updated on.
I can't talk to my closest people every single day. I
No.
cannot fathom that. I mean, the people here, I can. Like we talk almost every day. Like there's a few people here that I talk to almost every day, but I can't manage the faraway relationships every day like I used to be able to.
No.
I don't have time.
It's really hard.
I don't have time. And if I'm using that for my time, then I could be doing something much smarter. Like, I mean, if you put just a friend conversation, it's like planning quick, taking the 10 minutes to be like, hey, when are you home next? When can I see you? Cool. We're locked in for December 22nd. Great. Boom. Now we're not going to talk. Sorry. Cut off.
Yeah.
I don't have time. If I have time to call you, then yes. But it's just having that boundary of like, instead of just giving everything to everyone all the time, hey, here I am, I'm showing up, I barely have anything. I really am stressed because I should have done a work project. I'm wasting my time right now, but I can talk. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's the problem. That is like even yesterday, like I can talk for 10. I'm like, don't worry about it, dude. Like just, it's fine. And that is why I created girls night on Mondays.
Yes.
I have all my girls over because no matter what happens throughout the week, I know that I'm going to at least get like a 10, 15 minute update from you on girls night of like, what's happening? Where are we at? Where's the Menti health?
Menti B's.
Where's the Menti H? How are we doing?
A quick Menti B later and I'm good.
Yeah.
But you have to work on I mean, the major piece too is working on mental health and working on my health in general too.
Yeah.
Which I've talked about a little bit. But again, with somebody who wants to be good at health and understand their health, for me to just not even practice taking my supplements is just a disgrace to what I'm even talking about on here.
Right.
Like what a waste of energy. And why didn't I do it? Because I didn't feel like it, because I forgot. That's not good enough excuse anymore for me. Like my health is on the line.
So what changed?
My actual dire need to feel healthy and be legit.
Yeah.
2 things.
Yeah.
My health is at risk because long-term depletion of testosterone can cause you to need to to literally inject yourself with testosterone, which is what was happening because something was wrong with my body. And number 2 is if I don't practice what I preach, I'm just not who I said I was.
Yeah.
Because that is not who I am at all.
I mean, I think for you, it got so bad that you didn't really have a choice.
No, I don't. I didn't really have a choice. No, because it's feeding everything. Like your health inside, not understanding that is just such a miss in understanding why you're having anxiety. Why do you have, like weird situations happen? Like, why am I still depleted when I'm taking all these supplements? What do you mean I don't have vitamin D? How is that possible? Like something else was happening in me. And what that does is it actually, SIBO, that's eating up my nutrients in my small intestine, was creating issues in me, like depletion of nutrients, which means I'm not feeling serotonin jumps. I am not as happy as I should be. I'm having random, non-reasoned anxiety. I'm having issues falling asleep and staying asleep. I'm having issues regulating my body temperature, which makes me extremely uncomfortable. And I'm like really, really inflamed. My skin is reacting. I don't feel good at all. I feel terrible and I don't want to do anything. Started happening around, a long time coming. Started trying to understand it when I started going to Minneapolis Integrative Medicine like 9 months ago. Then I got the results and they thought some things, they didn't think other things. And then I didn't do anything about it. I stopped taking my vitamins. I just stopped because it was on to the next fad. I mean, I don't know what I was focusing on at the time, but I was trying to juggle too many things at the same time. And I was like, maybe if I just, I'm going to focus on getting my friend group going over here. Okay, well, I forgot about all the supplements I'm supposed to be taking, all the foods I'm supposed to be
there wasn't
not
any focus.
eating. No, I'm just all over the place. I was a mess. Just a fucking mess. That's the problem is you try to put your hands on all the things. You want to fix all the things at the same time and you can't because you don't have time. You haven't allocated time for yourself. You don't slow down. You don't feel good. So the swirl just continues over and over and over. It's like, I can't live like this anymore.
So now what's your focus?
Time.
Yeah. What are you doing with your time?
It's very intentional.
Yeah.
And I've given myself grace. I'm honest about my time. I'm honest about what actually will work, what actually doesn't. I'm honest about this morning. I slept in. Last night, Courtney's like, do you want to work out this morning before you record? And I said, yeah, but I'm going to sleep until 8:30. And I did. I woke up literally on the dot of 8:30, which is bizarre. My body does that. It's freaking weird. Circadian rhythm is on though. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to rush to the gym. So I didn't. But I went to the gym because I took the day off. I gave myself that. And then I realized I was moving kind of slow. And I called you, or you called me, and I was like, hey, I'm moving way too slow at the gym just because I kind of was just enjoying myself. Are you okay if we push back a little bit?
100%.
I need a little more time. And you're like, totally. I can make it work. I just am like, see how different that is from a morning I used to have where get up, eyes open. I downstairs. Oh my God. Okay, wait. What did I not do last night? I got to make a note about this. Oh my gosh, I should have recorded. Maybe. Oh frick. I accidentally scheduled you and Courtney hangouts at the same exact time. Hey guys, I'm so sorry. I bail on somebody. Now I'm rushing to the gym. I've got 25 minutes to do nothing, which you can't get anything done. Everything is sporadic, purposeless, rushed. My cortisol is through the freaking roof. I'm stressed out. And then I crash. I feel terrible and I have anxiety.
The other day we were at the mall and there was a moment where Jordan had called and he's like, when are you going to be home? And you're like, 20 minutes. I'll be home in 20 minutes. And we were like in the mall. I'm like,
oh yeah.
We are, I mean, it wasn't that bad. We were like kind of on the way home, but I was like running the numbers in my head. I'm like, you're for sure not going to be home for like probably an hour.
Yeah.
But you had this pressure of telling everyone like, I'm coming.
I'm hurrying. I promise. I'm not wasting your time. I promise.
I'll be there soon. I'll be there soon.
Yeah, but I had to let it go. I had to start letting it go.
Do you feel like you have?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, sorry, I'm moving slow right now. I need more time.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not going to be home I know I said I was going to be home at 4. I'm going to be home at 4:30. I'm just going to be upfront with you.
Yeah.
Like it's the honesty of time. It took off so much weight on my shoulders of this pretend life that I was trying to live and these like markers that I created for myself that I wasn't hitting.
Why do you think, like, let's just go to the Jordan 20 minutes example. Why did you tell Jordan 20 minutes versus 45 or an hour? Because
I think it doesn't even make sense when you say it out loud. He'll think I'll be home in 20. He won't really pay attention to it. He'll know I'm en route to leave. So he'll give me a little grace if it's more like 30, 40. And he knows that I'm coming to him and he checked that box and I'm rushing now to get there. It doesn't make really any sense, to be honest. But it's like I don't want people to think I'm wasting their time or that I'm going to be late. And so if I just say that I'm on my way or close
to coming. But was there a definition of late?
No.
That day?
No. Nope. It was made up in my head. It was a made up anxiety of time made up in my head. Yep. It makes no sense. I don't know why I would do it, but it's like I used to do it every day.
Were you trying to... Do you think you were trying to make him happy?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Most of the people that I do it to, I'm trying to make them feel like, oh, I'm not wasting your time. Like, I'm coming to you. You're my number one priority. Like, love you. Like, all of the people that I used to do that to.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I rushing around like this? This is horrible. Horrible way to live.
Well, you like physically can't get there in that amount of time. And I do the same thing. I'm like, be there in 10, even though it'll be 20. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I just say... be there in 20?
I don't know. It's just like I I don't want people to think less of me because I'm late or something. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I just was, when you live in a rush, you will never be your best self.
Yeah.
You won't. And that's what I learned. I can't live in a rush. I have to, if I'm going to do something, it has to be intentional. I have to stick with it. Otherwise, what a waste of time. I've got to understand my health. I've got to understand the purpose and the mission of why I'm here and what I'm doing, or I'm going to get another year out and nothing's going to have changed. Yep. And that makes me feel disgusting. Like that makes me, my skin could crawl because I'm like, oh my God, I'm stuck. I'm stuck. This isn't good.
Okay. Speaking of stuck, what is the biggest challenge that you are facing right now?
Well, I'm really hungry right now. So if you want me to be totally honest, it's going to be the food that I'm going to have to cut out January 1. That's one of the biggest challenges, is because I love food. I love eating. I love going out to eat. I love making really good food, flavorful. I have to cut out eggs, all dairy, and all gluten, all of it.
How are you going to do that?
I have to meal prep like a motherfucker and be extremely intentional with the food that I'm putting in my body, because that is what is going to impede on my health for the rest of my life if I don't figure it out now. Other challenges are my, how do I say this? My belief in myself that I can do the things I say I'm going to do. The challenge quite literally is like the challenge I'm going to do for the podcast. Like, can I do it? Can I create enough value for everybody?
Challenge.
Yeah. Can I create enough value for everybody? Like, why am I so afraid of that? And I think it's repetitions. I just need to do one. But I don't like the idea of taking people's money.
Have you talked about it on here? The challenge?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't like the idea of taking people's money and making them feel like, oh, I didn't get enough out of that. Even though I never would do that. I don't set the bar low. I set the bar fucking high.
What is when, like, let's say that I said, okay, I want you to come on a retreat with me and my mentors. It's going to be $3,000.
I don't give a fuck. I'll be there.
Do you think I'm taking your money?
No.
Why not?
Because that's so valuable to be surrounded by you and intentional people who are going to expand my mind.
So what is the word instead of taking? Like, what are you doing with the $3,000?
Investing it.
Yeah. And you're doing
so I can expand, so I can do more.
Right.
The money doesn't go in my pocket. It doesn't buy me another shirt. I'll tell you that.
Right.
It's so I can do more things. It's so I can create the next retreat and the next level of things and create the next line of merch. And it's not.
And would $3,000 be a stretch for you right now?
For me?
It wouldn't feel, I wouldn't be like, yeah. So
I mean, it wouldn't feel great. It wouldn't feel bad.
I want a price that feels stretchy. Okay. It's $5,000. But you get to be on with me, Steph, Kinsey, Taylor, and 3 other mentors of mine for a week.
I just know it's going to bring me value. So I don't really
so you're
care
gonna
how much it costs.
Exactly. So you're going to figure it out.
Oh yeah, I would always.
You're going to stretch it.
Yeah.
To make it happen. So we've talked a lot about this price of the challenge, which is so effing low. It's hilarious.
I know.
That people can get access to you.
I know.
And I'm like, all these people for literally like less than $300.
Yes.
So you just told me you would be willing to figure out a way to get $5,000 to go to do this experience.
Absolutely.
So it's the exact same thing. Your audience is getting information that they would never have access to.
I know. I don't know
if they didn't come into this container.
I know. I don't know why I can't see that sometimes.
It's just
it's breaking through. I'm breaking through the glass wall as we speak, you guys. Like truly, like live. Like I'm seeing where I'm gonna go, and I think it's scary because I always saw myself over there, but I've been at this level for so long that it's safety. And I know the next step is going to take me to wherever my life goes. And I actually kind of like that it's unknown. It's really actually kind of satisfying / relaxing that I don't really know, which is bizarre because I've never thought like that in my whole life. Because that's why I know I'm having quantum leaps right now. And it's kind of like, wow, I could go anywhere I want to go now.
The moment that you shift your belief about what money is.
Yeah.
Because right now, tell me what you think, like when someone's spending money with you, what kind of feelings come up?
I'm worried.
About what?
What if they don't like it? What if they don't get what they thought they would get? What if they don't feel like it's the most value that they've ever gotten in their whole life? Oh, like what if it's not worth the money that they just gave me?
Have you ever been in a work project that wasn't going exactly the way it was supposed to go?
Yes.
Did you have to come in and fix it?
Yes.
Did you?
Yes.
How did it go?
It ended better than it probably could have.
Right. So, do you know how to figure things out if they aren't going exactly how they're planned?
Yes. Sometimes like reasoning with yourself, you're like, you little freaking tweaky machine. Like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Do the thing. Shut up and do the thing. That's sometimes what I want to say to myself is like, do the thing.
Literally the difference between successful people and people that can't get it yet, I believe, are being able to just figure it out. There's no one for me. Sure, my phone a friend is like, you know, my mentors or you or like, hey, I need advice on this. But truly at the end of the day, it's me. Like my whole team, they get to call me and be like, what would you do here? And true. I'm like, you can figure that out for yourself.
That's so true.
You don't need to call me. You just are, because like the other day I had a stain on my shirt and I was like, Mom, how do you get the stain out? And she's like, you know how to get the stain out.
Like you could have Googled that or like thought about it a little bit.
No, your next level is going to be the belief that if you get in a situation where, so let me tell you a story. This summer I did a course for land investors. This guy called 2 weeks in and was like, I want a refund.
Oh,
I'm not getting any value from this course. It's not what I expected. And yeah, just like, let me know. I'm happy to pay for the first 2 weeks. I just want the refund for the next 6 weeks. It was like almost an $8,000 course. So what would shoot through your body if someone called and they were like, I want a refund for the challenge?
I'd feel sick.
I'd
feel disturbed.
Nauseous.
Yes.
Literally, I was sick. I was like, I could actually throw up.
Oh my God.
So, people around me were like, well, fuck him. Like, okay, give him a refund. Say fuck off. Like, you know. Yeah. So what did I do? I called him.
Oh, I already know what you're going to do.
And I said, I don't even think he would care if I said his name, because now it's like a hilarious thing between us. I'm like, Jay, what's happening? And he was giving me all this feedback. He was telling me like, I didn't like this. I didn't like this. And I was like, honestly, that is incredible feedback.
Yeah.
Like I actually really, really appreciate that. And let me tell you right now, you telling me this is making me double the fuck down on this course. And I promise you, it will be everything that you wanted. Let me just ask you a question, Jay. Do you feel like I could help you do a minor subdivide? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. Do you want to do minor subdivides? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. I will give you free access to my AI course coming up this fall. It's worth $5,000. Free access. Full access. You come in exchange for you sticking it out with me. That was 3 months ago.
Stop.
He is going to make $300,000 on his first land deal.
You're shitting me. Mm-hmm. From the course.
He just closed on
what
it.
He learned.
Yeah. Yep. And he actually paid me for the AI course, and he just went through that.
Because he was like, no.
Yep. And we texted after every single time.
Yep.
I texted him. I said, give me your feedback. I want you to voice note me as long as it takes. I want you to give me every single thing you liked and every single thing you did not like and what's missing for you. His feedback made the course 10 out of 10. Me listening to him.
You've also facing the most uncomfortable conversation / like literally probably one of your biggest fears is like not creating value and leaning into it.
That feedback is the magic. An angry client will make you millions of dollars if you're willing to listen.
Oh, I'm absolutely willing to listen.
Yeah. They're going to see things that you never even thought you could see. We just did a testimonial video, and he literally was like, I will be with you forever. Stop. Whatever you put out, whatever event you have, I will be right there with you, because it doesn't matter what you create. You truly listen to your people of what they want. And you tweak.
That's so freaking cool.
So even the fear of what if people don't like it?
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
Great.
You're right.
Now you can make a better course.
Makes it so much less scary. I mean, even with podcast stuff, like I've gotten feedback before of like, I mean, there's always kind of like wackadoodles, no offense. If you're listening and you're a wackadoodle, maybe you don't know. Yeah. And you say things and you're like, wow, that was really bizarre. And you might need to go have therapy because you are hurting people for no reason. Thank you. Or people being like, I wish you would have talked about this side or gone deeper on this. And I feel like you're not fully sharing about, X, Y, or Z. And I've made those changes. Mm-hmm. And I'm listening. Mm-hmm. I'm always listening. I want to know.
Absolutely.
I respect you. I'm doing this for me, but also for other people to help them on the podcast, especially no other reason for all my other things, my events I've gotten feedback on. Like, you could have talked longer. I wanted to interact more with people. I wanted to really like have a reason to meet other people. Yep. Like, okay, signed, sealed, got it. I'm on it. Don't worry. I'm making change. Every single time I hear something, I'm like, okay, vet it. it's real. It's legit. All right.
Yep.
I'll make that change.
So let's go back to you taking people's money for the February challenge.
Okay.
Give
me that money.
So I don't know exactly the price point, somewhere between like $250 and $250.
I think it's
somewhere.
a little bit less now. Yeah.
Okay. How do you feel about getting a couple hundred women into that?
Now I feel great. Okay. I actually do.
Do you?
Yeah, I really do. Because I know that I can create that value. I know I can. I know I can and I will. In fact, you want to know why? Because for one of the people that I'm bringing in, I'd pay thousands to be around and to learn the thing from. And I want to dive deeper into spirituality and I'm going to do it alongside everybody, even though I'm probably maybe like one step further because I've had a few convos. I'm going to guide that. I'm giving you access to my tools.
I mean, I don't.
That's why you would never do this for this.
I don't do anything for less than $1,500.
I know.
So the fact that they even get what I teach,
I know,
for even if you didn't say one word, I think that's what you have to remember. It's not about you.
I know, and I don't want it to be about me, but that's what freaked me out.
That's what you're bringing in, and same with me. Like I brought in this guy on week 8 of my AI training, and he blew everyone's mind. But I will tell you that when that stuff happens, there is a little bit of an ego trip.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because you're like, what about me? Do you still like me?
Wait, do you guys remember why you're here?
Remember Sid over here?
I'm well Sid.
But that is the impact. Like that is when true change happens, is when you bring your that is the most valuable thing that 3 of the most valuable people that you've probably been in touch with.
Yes.
In this year.
Yes, absolutely.
Your people are going to get access to.
Yeah, and you get to basically sit in on a room that no one gets to sit on.
Zero.
That is the coolest. That gave me chills because I'm like, you are going to see and feel what I fucking felt.
Exactly.
How I expanded my mind. Practices that I full on ball. I'm crying at Callan's house writing my 10-year plan. I'm like, whoa.
And we're going to do that with them. Which I had to pay to learn how to do that. I had to pay $5,000 for a day and a half retreat in LA to learn that practice. Okay, they get it for less than $300.
Yeah, this is
what
ridiculous.
Are you talking about?
Exactly. I know.
What are you talking about?
I know.
It's not even this is
basically what we're doing in the challenge is we're going to understand where we want to go, and then we're going to make strides within ourselves.
Yep.
And with the tools that I'm bringing you,
and we're going to collapse
go
timelines.
there. And we are going to shorten the shit out of where you're going.
That's right.
And that is what we're going to do because I did it. You guys, I thought it was going to take me many years to make the money that I would like to make. Many years. I'm going to do it within the first 3 months of the year. That's psychotic. That is psychotic.
Sid's taking me to LA.
And you know what? I can't wait. I'm taking her to LA. I'm dead ass.
We have a goal.
I am also in all of this getting better at my branding than I've ever gotten because I've had challenges to cross.
Yep.
For you, looking at your brand work, I'm like, I haven't worked in this, direction before in AI and land. I'm like, this is interesting. So I've had to cross hurdles. But had I never taken the risk of what if Callan doesn't like my brand work? What if she doesn't like it? Had I never taken that risk, I would have never expanded. So you're just going to be in the room with the right people, whether you're here in Minnesota or whether you're in Canada or whether you're in Chicago. I always say those cities because I know you're there. Across overseas, I don't care where you are. I want you to join us. So it's going to be insanity.
Yeah, I think the coolest thing is you've made these insane strides. And that's the whole thing about coaching. Even everything I teach and everything that people pay me for is just information that I have gathered. I've paid a lot of money
to gather
this information.
Yes.
And now people are paying me for the information.
It's like a share of info is basically, and that's information is power.
No person that wrote a book just randomly came up with this.
I love when you tell this story, actually. This, just explaining that, because it's so true.
Every very smart person that you see online learned this information from somebody else. I'm not a genius that thought of, you should do this for how to create your 10-year plan. No, I had it done for me. And then she probably learned it from somebody else.
Like Mel Robbins. She just talks to the smartest people on the planet. Jay Shetty.
Yep.
Talks to the smartest people.
Yep.
Expands his network.
Guess what?
Learns from people and pays for it. And then he shares knowledge. That is what I hope to be to everyone and will be within with the retreats that we have planned this year and things that we want to do. And I'm even, you guys, I thought I'd never be able to afford my wedding and then also do a retreat. You make it fucking work.
Yes.
If you want something, you make it happen.
Yep.
I'm making it happen. It's not a matter of if I'm going to afford it. I'm going to afford it because I'm going to do the things that allow me to do that. Oh. And I know that seems out of reach, but I can't wait to help you think like I do.
I literally had a client give me truly her last $5,000. Yeah. Her last $5,000. Most people would be like, I don't want to have that kind of pressure. I'm like, let's fucking go.
Yeah.
Because I know that I'm going to 100x your investment. And that is exactly what's happened. She has literally come into my ecosystem for $5,000. And now her business is like completely changed, different. She is crushing it.
I love that. So like, ugh.
And guess what? If something happened and I didn't feel like I gave her at least 10x the value of what she spent with me, I'd give her a refund.
Give her the money back.
Sure.
Yeah, who freaking cares?
Great.
Yeah, totally.
It's like it's like not even a fear.
And what a learning opportunity that could have been.
Totally.
Wow, that's insane.
Yeah.
It's just such a different. But here's what I know. This is like basically the banter of what Callan and I talk about on a daily. You get to hear. You get to be inside of our conversation that we organically have. Mm-hmm. So like, the power of other people should be coming through, I hope to God, because it's like, we're just like our thoughts. You help me rework my limiting beliefs. I help you rework your limiting beliefs, create value, oh, it's not that complex.
Correct.
That's what you should like just crave in your life to go further. And sometimes I've said this before, the answer is not money. It's not further for money. It's further for people, further for helping others, like further for your reach, further for big ideas that you want to work on. It doesn't have to be money.
Well, the money comes.
It comes
when you actually follow what your body is telling you. When you follow your soul's purpose. Like, if we're going to have a spiritual conversation, every single soul inside your body has a mission on the planet. There is something you are here to do, say, teach, whatever, create. And that could be you teaching third graders. If that is your soul's mission, and I think some people, I know your audience has said before, like, it just feels so crazy that you're making this much money. I have a teacher friend that puts her lesson plans. She uses AI, makes her lessons plans, puts them on Etsy. She's making an extra $5,000 a month right now.
Shut the up.
Doing that. Yes. Like the opportunity is everywhere.
It's everywhere.
If you put a little bit of effort, and guess what? She has a Filipino VA building them.
You're kidding me.
Correct. She has a virtual assistant building them. She's teaching. She's loving it. Building out her lesson plans.
And making bank.
Yep. An extra $60,000 a year. Yep.
It's absurd.
She loves what she's doing, so she's not going to stop.
But
people say all the time, I'm a teacher. I don't know. No, that's stuck. Just sit with it and just pretend. What would it feel like to have $15,000 a month coming into your bank account?
And think about the value add she's adding for other people and that she's creating. Like,
correct.
I think of all of the girls that are out there that are like, well, I really want to, let's say they're in the corporate America role, but they're really good at social. Like my sister, like she's in a corporate America role. She's really good at that. She's not going anywhere.
Yep.
She needs to be helping people with their closets. She needs to be an actual, like what I have skill in is because of her.
100%.
You know, like, what's it called?
Organization.
A stylist.
Oh,
a stylist.
Oh,
and
a stylist.
Go in, she makes outfits for me that I'm like, what? I didn't even know I could make that outfit. What the hell are you talking about? And like just creates that type of thing. So I'm like, there is so much ability. Well, I don't know how. I don't know. It's not about the how. It's the starting of it. Having the balls to do a little research, take the time to do it and understand how to just where to start and then just starting. Like
any action.
I mean, any action within your free time. And I guarantee you've got some free time somewhere, because I think that it's a load of bullshit when people don't have time.
Yeah.
Because you need to deprioritize something and reprioritize where you want to go. If you don't like where you are and you're stuck, it's time to reprioritize something.
Figure it out. Get yourself
Find
out
something.
Of it. My whole journey started because I was let go at my W-2. I could have cried myself to sleep and been like, it was the middle of COVID, let go. Well, that could be that, that label, that shame. Oh, you were let go. You weren't valuable enough. Or you say, I was let go because I wouldn't have started my company if I had my W-2 because I was making money. I was doing great. I had safety.
Yep.
Sometimes it requires being unsafe to take action.
Yes. And you need to do that.
Because there's no urgency otherwise.
Yeah. Otherwise, I mean, you can't, and work, you could do it with your 9 to 5, but you have to.
That's what I even said to you. I'm like, what's your urgency? Who cares? Why would you do this?
Yeah, exactly.
And you're like, yeah, I think there's girls that need me.
There's girls that need me. That's what literally turned the corner for me is I'm like, oh my God, I'm stalling right now. And there are people out there that need a friend, need this community, need a way to meet new people, need to get connected with new amazing women and men, and like just like be connected with like boss women. And like I want to do a headshot retreat where you get headshots, and we have like a meeting circle from different types of areas. There's sales, there's everything everywhere, and they all get to talk.
That'd be sweet.
What is it like being in your role? And I'll even put fucking questions on the table just to make sure we're having the tough questions. We're not like, so what do you do day to day? No, I want to know, well, how did you get there? Is it fulfilling? Where would you have made a different decision? Where would you have taken a turn that you shouldn't have or 100%. Should have? What was your biggest mistake? 100%. You know, like to be in that room with those people and ask like CEOs or CMOs or, VPs or entrepreneurs exist. Questions. It doesn't exist. And it's always a panel, which I love. I'd start with a panel. Then we break out and everybody could go wherever they want to go. And even if you're there because you're in sales, but you're damn interested in being an entrepreneur, go talk to the entrepreneur. Go talk to the salesperson. We'll make time.
Yeah.
Like how freaking cool would that be? A women's huge ass event. I want it big.
Big.
And then guess what? Yeah, sure. Maybe it's $400 because it's a whole day, or $500 because it's the entirety of a day. You don't want to pay for it out of pocket? Get your job to pay for it.
Yep. Continuing education.
It is because that's all it's going to be.
Yeah. And listen to like your fire
about
God. It. It's not about, honestly, let's be honest. We ran the numbers on this. Probably not going to make a lot of money.
I'm not going to make a lot of money off of it.
Because the event that you want to put on is going to cost a lot of money.
Correct.
It's going to create, impact. You're going to have people coming into your network. You're going to create, more, whatever.
Absolutely.
It's just, you're going to create value. When you create value for people, the money just is attracted to you.
I know it will, but it's because I care.
Money flows very easily when you are following your soul's purpose. And this is your soul's purpose. When I really took a step back on the real estate investing piece, which I was literally in to make money, guess where I started making more money is when I actually followed my soul's purpose, which is to help people get more fulfilled in their life and business. Way more money.
That's crazy.
And I didn't want it. I was like, I don't really care. I just want to do this. This is what my heart is.
And that's where the bank starts coming in. And you're like, whoa, I didn't know that.
Oh, okay. Money is an energy. It's like, oh boy.
You're like, yeah, you're doing good things.
That. Yep.
You're like putting an effort. You're saying and doing as you say and do.
No, universe is like, thank you. Moolah. I've been waiting for you to make this decision.
Yes.
All right, here we go. Because it wants to fuel the goodness.
I love helping people and I love branding. I love and you know what's crazy is once I knew that, you know how when you're sitting, and some of you may be sitting in this right now and I apologize, but it's a good thing because you're figuring it out.
Yeah.
Should I do sales? Should I switch to sales? Should I switch to marketing? Should I do email marketing? Should I do... What about, it's always a thought. Like, am I doing, shit, what should I do this? Should I do that? Now, no, I don't have any of those thoughts. I know where I am. I know I'm right where I need to be.
100%.
And I started doing that because I stopped thinking about the money and started doing to do.
100%.
Literally.
Just
I'm
the
like,
beginning.
And just like, what do I organically care about? What do I love talking about? Like, it was funny. This is like kind of one last comment I want to say. And I just was like, whoa, I never realized I don't share this side of me. We were sitting in my kitchen and I had a few of my girlfriends over it was before Christmas, and we're sitting there and we were talking about, I'm like, can I ask you guys a question about, well said. And I just was like asking them questions. And then they were talking to me about branding and they're like, what is that to you? And I just started spewing. Like, it was like I just kept spewing like what branding is and why I do it and why it's problem solution and like why I understand it in my brain. And I like to be challenged and all these things. And they were like, literally one of them goes, whoa, how do you know all that? Like, where did that just come from? And I'm like, oh, it's just because I do it. It's what I do. Like, I don't know. I just know it because I said, think about when you talk to me about finance. I'm like, scritch on my head. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm like impressed. Like, that's insane. And you're like a huge thought thinker and like, wow, you know what you're talking about. Like, I had never showed them that side of me.
Yeah.
Stupid little cameras went off again, and I'm about to pee my pants. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie, my jeans are absolutely squeezing the bladder right now.
We gotta wrap it.
We could go on forever.
I know.
But I hope that you had an eyeball into this conversation that gave you a little fire under your ass, and you hopefully understand my mind a little better.
Yeah.
And where I'm coming from when I record other episodes, and why I pick the people that I pick to come on here and be around, because I see something in them.
Yeah.
And they sometimes see something in me, which is like,
yes, we do.
and thanks for poking at me to share more.
Yeah.
She pokes at me. She's like, what more? What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Go deeper. Where are you going? More. I'm like, I don't know, but I'm scared.
I have anxiety right now.
You know what? I'm scared. I'm like, I open up my lip balm. I'm like, put a little more lip balm on because my lips might be chapped.
I don't feel like I'm valuable.
Oh my God. Well, if you have not already gotten into the challenge, I suggest you go ahead and do so.
How do they
if you
do
want to
that?
have that? They're going to go to my website or the link in my
What's
bio.
the website?
That's easier. Wellsaidwithsid.com is the website. And then there's a drop down that says challenge. Otherwise, you just go to WellSaidSid on Instagram or TikTok, link in my bio, and it says the challenge. Literally, you can't fucking miss it on my link in bio.
Y'all are getting some serious stuff for not very much money, and it will never be this cheap again. I will tell you right now, if I got anything to say about it. This is it. She is giving away.
I am giving it away free because I want to give it to you. And you will have access to Callan. You will have access to a spiritual coach.
Yep.
You will have access to me.
Yes.
Another person I'm not going to name yet. Because they need to give me the final yes, sir. So I'm not going to out that person yet. And then if you're in person, we're going to do something tough as shit.
Yeah.
And it is going to be tough. And I'm going to leave it at that because when I did it with you for the first time, I wanted to.
Yeah, but how'd you feel after?
KMS. And then when I felt after, I felt the most amazing I've ever felt. Freed.
Yeah.
Like I just did that. How did I do that? Mm-hmm. And now I do it all the time. And I love it. So anyway, okay, I'm done gabbing with you. I love you all. Callan, love having you. Duh, you're like a bestie of mine, and you're just thanks for being such a thought leader in my development and helping me make strides.
Likewise,
seriously, for real,
it's been
you're
amazing.
the best.
You're the best.
Bestie with the musty. What? With the what?
What?
What's it? Best hostess with the
Bestie
mostest.
for the
Bestie
restie?
with the. Yeah, for the restie.
I don't know.
Whatever, who cares?
All right.
All right, crew, I gotta go. Follow me on Insta, TikTok, and get ready for vlogs because they're actually coming this time. See ya!